Kraft, good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you employed, sir?
City of Columbia Police Department.
How long have you worked there?
8 years.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about what your duties are with the department?
I'm a master police officer and a canine handler assigned to the Special Operations Division currently. Pretty much respond to all canine service, calls for service, high-risk calls, major events that take place in the city, and assist patrol with anything they need on the street.
Also, just from a logistical standpoint, you talk a little bit fast, so make sure you talk so that they can understand what you're saying, okay?
Yes, sir.
You said canine?
Canine handler.
What is that? What does that involve?
I have a canine assigned to me and respond, and my dog's trained in tracking, apprehension, narcotic detection, and I assist the street whenever they need a canine assistance.
Okay. So back on March 29th of 2019, were you on patrol that evening?
I was.
What area were you charged with patrolling?
I was patrolling the Rosewood area and 5 Points.
All right. And is that the ordinary area in which you patrol?
That was the area I was patrolling that night.
Okay. You said Rosewood?
Yes, Rosewood Drive and then the 5 Points area.
Okay. I'm going to show you a graphic here. If you could describe generally what this area is that we're looking at.
Hardin Street going into 5 Points.
Okay.
That's the 5 Points corridor.
This is Hardin Street here, the long road.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that right?
Yes, sir.
And then this area up in here is what?
5 Points.
5 Points, okay. You pretty familiar with that area?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, how's that?
Been patrolling that area for the past couple of years. And prior to being assigned a canine handler, 5 Points was my patrol area.
Okay. Why were you tasked with patrolling in this general area on this particular occasion?
That's where the cell phone was last pinged in that area, and that's where Samantha Josephson was last seen.
What information did you have about Samantha Josephson and her situation on that evening?
That she got into a late models black Chevy Impala in front of Bird Dog, which is in 5 Points. And then that was the last time she was seen or heard of through any source of communication.
And in fact, is that the bird dog there denoted by the red pin on the map?
That is.
Okay. You said that the information was that she had gotten into a black Impala
Yes, sir.
in front of the bird dog.
Yes, sir.
And that had been approximately when in relation to this evening? About 24 hours prior?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. You got that information by way of the BOLO that we've heard about that went out?
Yes, sir.
A BOLO is, what does that stand for?
Be on the lookout.
Okay, so what exactly were you looking for that night?
I was looking for a late models black Chevy Impala in that general area and or Samantha Josephson.
So at that particular occasion, to your knowledge, this is, so help me walk through it. This was, when you started your shift, was that Friday evening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and once you hit midnight, it crosses over into Saturday morning.
Correct.
And this traffic, the time that we're about to talk about where you got involved was about 2 a.m. that morning, correct? Saturday morning?
02:33, I believe.
Okay. And that would have been about 24 hours after Ms. Josephson got into the Impala, correct?
Correct.
Okay. It's a little confusing with the midnight.
No, I agree.
So, okay. So it was Friday night, but it was really Saturday morning. Early.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, thank you. Were you the only one tasked with looking for her or the vehicle?
The whole city was. This email went to every police officer in the city, and of course on-duty officers in between calls. That was their primary task, to try to see if they could find her.
And the first email had BOLO attached, correct?
Correct.
Did you receive a second email from the department?
I did, with the picture of the vehicle and a picture of Samantha Joseph.
Okay. And how long were you on patrol that night? When did you start on patrol?
6 o'clock at night.
6 o'clock at night, so that's 6 o'clock Friday night.
Correct.
All right. And throughout your time patrolling that evening, did you encounter, let's say up until midnight, 1 o'clock, how many Impalas did you encounter?
None that matched the description.
Okay. And of course, did you see anyone who fit the description of Ms. Joseph?
I did not.
So let's take you to later that evening, or early morning hours, and talk about at what point did you actually encounter a black Chevy Impala?
On Hardin Street, approaching Blossom Street, going into 5 Points.
All right. where this white pin is that approximately where you got behind the Impala?
Yes, sir.
And that you said on Hardin Street and headed in which direction?
Northbound into 5 Points.
Into 5 Points, okay? What intersection is this?
Hardin Street and Blossom Street.
Okay. And what was your relation to the Impala at that point?
When I got behind him, he got into the turn left lane to turn onto Blossom Street.
Okay. And at this point where you're behind the Impala at Blossom and Hardin, approximately how far is it from there to the Bird Dog?
Like 2 blocks.
Okay. Do you agree with me that it's about 800 feet?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's close by.
Thank you. Describe what happened once the Impala began to turn left onto Blossom Street.
I activated my blue lights, being the vehicle matched the description of the bolo that I received. Blue lights were initiated. He made a left onto Blossom Street, continued to travel down Blossom Street, and then made a left-hand turn onto Saluda Avenue, which is a one-way road, and he turned onto the street the wrong way.
Okay. So does this red line kind of denote the path that you all traveled?
Yes, sir. And he came to a complete stop on Saluda Avenue.
Now, when you say that Saluda Avenue, that he turned on the wrong way, can you describe Saluda Avenue, how it's set up in terms of the flow of traffic and medians?
Yes. Saluda Avenue is divided by a large grassy median with trees and bushes and stuff like that. It's very obvious, which way to travel you should travel. And he made the turn onto Saluda Avenue on the wrong way. He turned on the Saluda Avenue on oncoming traffic.
Essentially down a one-way street, is that correct?
Correct, the wrong way.
So when we see this map here, you can kind of even see the median there, is that right?
Correct.
And so this side traffic should have been going this way.
Correct.
Correct? But he traveled that way?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the pin there is approximately where the stop occurred?
Yes.
All right. At this point, do you have any knowledge about who's driving the vehicle?
I do not.
And ultimately, did you, were you able to make contact with the driver?
Yes, sir. I approached the vehicle on the driver's side.
Hold on one second. All right.
Your Honor, the defense would like to review their objection previously noted.
Yes, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Kraft, I'm showing you what's been marked as state's exhibit number 9. Can you tell me what that is?
It's a DVD with my dash cam and body cam.
And you had an opportunity to review those videos?
Yes, sir.
And the videos on this disc of your body cam and your dash cams fairly and accurately depict what occurred that evening?
Yes.
Your Honor, subject to previous discussions, the state would offer state's number 9 into evidence. Thank you, Your Honor. And Officer Kraft, have you had an opportunity to review that there are some clips of that footage as well, correct?
Correct.
All right. And just at the first frame here, what does this appear to be a clip of?
The black late models Impala on Hardin Street going into 5 Points.
Is this your body cam or the dash cam?
Dash cam.
Okay, what is a dash cam? Can you describe that?
The camera mounted on my windshield of my patrol vehicle, and it gets activated or by me activating it, or it gets activated when I initiate the blue lights.
Okay, so in this instance, did you turn it on or did it come on?
It comes on automatically with the blue lights activation.
Okay, and does it have a kind of a backup feature where it catches the time before you turn it
It
on?
has a 1 minute preset.
So what does that mean?
It records 1 minute prior to me activating the blue lights or activating the dash cam.
In other words, when the moment you hit the blue light, it's not recording necessarily, but once you do that, it does pull the recording from the previous minute.
It does.
And so at this point in time when the video begins, you haven't blue lighted them yet, correct?
Correct.
Or blue lighted the vehicle.
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Have you blue lighted the vehicle yet?
No.
Okay. But the video turned on to what you just described, is that right?
Correct.
All right, thank you. All right, this time I'm going to publish the dash cam. And this intersection is which one?
That is Hardin Street and Blossom Street.
Is that the Impala?
That is.
Can you describe this turn as we watch it?
He's turning onto Saluda Avenue. As he makes the turn, you can see a one-way sign. He's going out to direction of traffic. And there's the median that divides the two lanes of traffic.
And the cars on the side of the road?
Correct. The parked cars are facing the proper direction. I'm going to stop it right here for a moment, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Who is that? That is myself.
Okay. And as you approach the vehicle, or any vehicle really for that matter, but specifically this one, what is your concern? What is your goal? What are you trying to do as you approach the vehicle there?
Primary for me is officer safety, approach the vehicle in a safe, tactical manner, make sure I'm observing what's inside the vehicle, who's inside the vehicle, and looking for any type of thing that can harm me in the beginning.
Okay. And did you make contact with the driver?
I did.
Okay. And initially, just generally, was the driver cooperative?
At first, he was very cooperative. He was slouched back in the back of the seat. His hood was over his head,
Okay.
but he was communicating with me and answering the questions.
Okay. And at some point, did you ask him to step out of the vehicle?
I did.
Okay. And once he got out of the vehicle, was he cooperative with you then?
At first, and then I asked, he asked why he got stopped, and I explained to him, I was about to explain to him why he got stopped, that the car matches the description, and I didn't even get to finish my sentence, and he took off running. He put his hand in his pockets and took off running.
What did you do when he took off running?
Initiated a foot chase, told him to stop multiple times, and then I lost him he ran towards Waccamaw Avenue, and that's where I lost him.
You were unable to keep up with him?
Correct.
Okay. One moment. All right. Thank you. So as you described a moment ago, your initial encounter of the driver of the vehicle, I want to take you to the next slide on the PowerPoint. Just looking at the initial frame, what is this a video of?
This is my body camera. This is me sitting inside our patrol car during the traffic stop.
And that is part of State 99, correct?
Correct.
All right. Can you tell the jury what a body camera is?
It's a body camera we wear on duty, and any call for service or anytime we make contact with anyone in the public, we activate our body cameras.
And why do you do that?
For, of course, for evidence or make encounters of people.
All right. And you indicated that when you approached the vehicle, that the driver was seated in a particular manner. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, his seat was reclined really back, so it's hard to see unless I get right in front of the window. And then he had his hood over his head.
What else did you observe on his head?
He had like a bandana wrapped around his forehead.
On 3 charge, Drago.
Go. 1. South Street.
So before we get to it, I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions, and then we'll play it. You said initially he was cooperative, right?
Correct.
You asked him some questions.
Correct.
What types of questions did you ask him?
Well, approaching the car, I smelled a strong odor of marijuana come from within the vehicle. So immediately I was like, hey, who's been smoking the marijuana inside the car? He freely said he was earlier. And then I asked him, do you have any identification on you? And he said he doesn't have any identification on him. At that point, that's when I asked him, can you step outside the car?
And he complied.
Correct.
And you indicated that you said something to him about why you pulled him over, and that's when he took off. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
What's going on, sir? You got your license? You got your license on you? I'm also Craddock, Columbia Police Department K9. No, no license on you. Why not?
Is that the hoodie you were describing?
It is.
And then the bandana underneath?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, man. Who's smoking the marijuana?
I had smoked some earlier, sir, when I was at home.
All right. All right, man. You're going to step on out, man. All right, here's the deal, man. I pulled your car over because it matches the suspect. Get your hand in your pocket. What are you, crazy? Get over here. Hey, get over here. Go on, run. Hey, I'm going to release the dog. I can't. I was just going to see if he'll stop. Bravo Mike wearing a gray sweatpants, gray sweatshirt. Wakima, doors blocked to 500 block. Nunez, keep going. He's going to be on your left.
Sir, back around.
And the body cam goes on, correct?
Correct.
Where are you now in relation to your vehicle?
Like a 1 block down on Wacom Avenue.
Okay, so did you go down to see if the suspect had been detained, or did you get back to your vehicle?
I went back to the vehicle because there was a passenger inside that vehicle.
Okay. And again, just going back to the map here, the white pin is approximately what, where the traffic stop was, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then what is the red pin generally?
I believe that's Congress Avenue. That's where he was apprehended.
That's where he was apprehended? Okay. But you didn't go down there, correct?
No.
Okay. You went back to the car?
Correct.
When you went back to the car, without getting too far into particulars at this point, what did you do?
I made contact with the passenger and try to get identification, see what's going on, see if I can identify who just ran from me.
Okay. And at this point, again, you still didn't know who the driver was, correct?
Correct.
And you didn't know anything else about Ms. Josephson, correct?
Correct.
All right. So generally in a situation like this where there's a traffic stop, And specifically, you said you smelled the odor of marijuana, is that right?
That is correct.
So what would you then do in regards to that?
Search the vehicle for any source or marijuana inside the car.
Okay. And did you in fact do that in this case?
I did.
Okay. And what did you find, if anything?
I found a little bit, a bunch of marijuana shake, just little pieces of marijuana on the driver's side floorboard.
Okay. What else did you find during that search of the vehicle?
A cell phone and a set of keys.
Can you describe the cell phone?
An iPhone, I think it was white or feminine color, and a set of keys with a pink keychain on it, or key ring on it.
Feminine color as in the, like the rose gold?
Yes, that's correct, yeah.
And when you found those items, did you put them in your pockets? What do you do with them?
I put them on top of the car.
On top of the Impala?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Did you then continue to look throughout the car a little bit additionally from there?
Yes, still looking for marijuana being, if it was a strong odor, I didn't think the little bit of shake was going to be the source of the odor.
Okay. Did you look around a little bit in the back seat?
I did.
And was the trunk opened? Yes,
Yes, at that point the trunk was open, yes.
Did you actually go digging through the trunk and removing items? Or anything
No,
like
opened
that?
it, saw what we saw, and backed up.
Okay. In the light of the totality of the situation, why didn't you search the car more thoroughly at that point?
There's lots of evidence inside the car. There's obviously something severe took place inside the car that needed to be processed by professionals, our crime scene techs. So that's when we backed out. We wanted to preserve as much evidence as possible.
When you say it was obvious, I mean, what, if anything, did you observe?
Large quantities of blood, footprints on the window, cleaning supplies, bleach.
And again, why would you have not done that yourself as opposed to crime scene?
Because I am not a crime scene technician. We have people in our departments and other departments that are specialized that process those type of evidences.
Okay.
You're all tip.
And what are we looking at here?
That is the front passenger of the vehicle, the Chevy Impala.
And this is on states number 9 also? This is the body cam on states number 9, is that right?
Yes.
This would have been when in relation to the foot chase?
After the fact that I returned to the vehicle.
Okay. The female standing there at the front, where did she come from?
She was in the front passenger seat.
Was she there during the traffic stop?
She was.
And what was her name?
Benicia Wilson.
So can you describe what you're doing currently?
Right there, seeing if I can identify the driver and the person who just ran from me, and then at the same time looking for the marijuana inside the vehicle.
You testified you found some shake.
Correct.
And can you say again what that is?
Shake is pretty much the ground up bits of marijuana that they use to put in cigarettes or to smoke it.
And where did you locate that?
On the floor, the driver's floorboard. Pretty much where your feet would be.
Those the keys you referenced?
Those are.
And we haven't gotten to it yet, but where was the cell phone, the rose gold cell phone you spoke about, where was that located?
In between the driver's seat and the center console, in that little gap.
that the gap you're referring to?
That is,
And what is that?
that is the rose gold cell phone.
Was the phone locked?
I believe so.
You didn't examine the phone or do any forensics on it or anything like that? did you?
I did not.
Who would have been responsible for investigating the contents of that phone? Would that have been you or somebody else?
Somebody else, not me.
Not your area of expertise?
Not even close.
And this is, what are we looking at here?
The trunk is open, and that's when we discover more potential evidence in regards to the missing person, so that's trying to back up.
You see more blood?
There's more blood in the, right there in the rear passenger seat. There's a backpack.
With that backpack, are you still trying to figure out the source of the odor of the marijuana?
That's correct.
And as you described a moment ago, that's the viewing of the trunk contents, correct?
Correct.
And that's the point where you guys decided what?
Make phone calls to our crime scene techs, and I believe Slugger's the one that responded for the crime scene process.
Without saying what anyone else told you, at what point did you gain knowledge that Ms. Josephson had been located? At what point in time?
But while searching the vehicle, when we discovered the blood, that's when I found out she has been found deceased.
Second course indulgence. One second, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. No more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
By the defense.
We could work.
Sir.
Morning, Officer Kraft. How are
Good
you
morning.
doing?
Pretty good.
Well, thank you. Officer Kraft, you initiated the traffic stop on Nathaniel Rowland, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and Nathaniel Rowland, as we saw in the video, came to a stop at the light and used his blinker, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And prior to you turning on your blue lights or signaling him to stop, he had not committed a traffic infraction that you were aware of, correct?
At the time, correct.
Okay. So you saw the car put on the signal light, correct?
Correct.
You saw the car get into the turning lane, correct?
Correct.
Then that car turned left, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So if you're driving down to Hardin, you would have to continue straight to get to Bird Dog, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But this car turned left onto Blossom Street, correct?
He did.
And if you were to continue down Blossom Street, you would eventually get to Assembly Street, correct?
Correct.
And when you pulled Mr. Rowland over, you questioned him about the marijuana he smelled, correct?
Correct.
Did you also question him about a cup of alcohol in his car?
No.
Did you see a cup of alcohol in his car?
No.
Nathaniel stated to you when you asked about the marijuana that he had smoked prior to you pulling him over, correct?
Correct.
Did he tell you where he had smoked?
No.
After Officer, are you familiar with Officer Nasia?
I am.
Am I pronouncing his name correctly?
You are.
After Officer Nasia gained control over Nathaniel, you went back to check over his car as seen in the video, correct?
Correct.
And in this case, when you were reviewing it, you saw Nathaniel Rowland had shake, loose marijuana that you testified typically is used in rolling cigarettes or blunts, something of that nature.
Correct.
And you also found an edible in his car, correct?
At the time, I believe so, yes, sir.
All right, an edible is simply just edible marijuana.
A treat, yeah, a treat infused with edible marijuana.
Okay. And at some point during your search, you also find an empty box that used to contain sandwich baggies, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and would you agree that in your experience as a law enforcement officer, when you find drugs and baggies together, that that's typical in dealing with narcotics?
Most of the time, correct.
Okay. One of those charges was actually simple possession of marijuana, correct?
Correct.
Take the court's indulgence.